What up? This week on Holonet News, we're answering some burning questions about The Last Jedi. And we're talking about some cool quotes.
Mm-hmm.
And stay tuned, and it'll be dope. Yeah.
The power of the dark side.
Holonet News Alert. The Imperial Press Corps expands once again as journalists across the galaxy are recruited to join the Holonet News. Citizen reporting has been a key tool in maintaining peace and order across the Empire. Remember, vigilance is our duty, not our luxury. The Empire thanks you.
Welcome back, everybody, to Holonet News. I am Stefan Spallino.
I'm Josh Combs.
Josh, it's beginning to feel a lot like Christmas Eve. And not because it's December 1st by the time we release this, but because I feel like a little kid with butterflies in my stomach about to unwrap something I've waited all year for.
And you know what?
What?
I think I know where you're going.
Do you know where I'm going with this?
And speaking of butterflies in the stomach, similar to a virgin on prom night, Star Wars: The Last Jedi is coming quick.
Yes. Oh. No, that was nice. It's very smooth. Very smooth. We are just throttling, rocketing towards The Last Jedi now. We've been trying to keep up with news. We don't really have time to cover anything else but news. We're going to get back into our character dissections a little bit later. We apologize for the lack of content. I moved into a new apartment this month, and I have 2 jobs and 2 kids, and Josh has a job and a girlfriend. And 5-star reviews on iTunes. Send any kind of mail, questions, criticisms to starwarsafterhours@gmail.com. We will read them on the show.
Yes, all of that. And then Star Wars After Hours on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, SW After Hours. All right.
Let's get into this. We're going to start with some quotes here. And Josh, where did we pull these from? Just a couple of interviews?
Yeah, these have been a couple of interviews, and honestly, I don't remember which ones were which. But
it's getting impossible to keep track at this point.
It really is.
We have like 8 TV spots. Like everybody's doing their media rounds. Mark Hamill just did one. Daisy Ridley. I mean, like literally everyone is going around. We've had some huge announcements. There's just so much to digest. I feel like we kind of missed the boat on the whole Rian Johnson trilogy, so I'm thinking we'll kind of pull our thoughts together maybe after The Last Jedi and really deep dive into that one.
Dude, we have time. We definitely have time for that one. And I would like to make like a good, like well thought out, craft our own trilogy.
Not just it's going to be so cool.
Yeah. So that's going to probably be
coming.
Yeah, it's definitely coming, but it's going to be something that will be it will take a while to put together.
Yeah, we're aware of it. We're aware that it happened.
Yeah, but once we talk about it, it's going to be pretty awesome.
It's going to be a legit episode. Here from a couple of the more interesting characters.
Yeah, and we're seeing some new pictures like every day.
Yeah.
It's crazy seeing all these different characters we didn't see anything about before. And speaking of one mysterious character that we didn't see before,
DJ, my dude Benicio del Toro. I've been really looking forward to whatever he's about to do in this movie. We really don't know still. But Josh, let's hear this quote.
you know what? I think that you would do the best Benicio del Toro.
Okay.
Make it powerful.
He's like a knife. If you grab him by the knife, he'll cut you. If you grab him by the handle, he can be very, very useful.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So that's speaking a lot about DJ in a very simple way, which
You don't want to
looks-
grab him the wrong way.
yeah,
That's what I'm getting out of that.
definitely don't grab his blade.
Don't grab his blade.
Yeah, so he's supposed to be some sort of, maybe a gambler, smuggler type guy. He's definitely seedy. He's got his connections,
We really don't know anything about him.
but, all we've heard is what Benicio del Toro said about him, and it sounds pretty close, but we'll see if he betrays anyone or anything like that. I've heard a lot of theories on that already.
Yeah. I don't remember if we talked about it on the last episode, but you can see in a shot, I think it's from the BTS reel, I think we did talk about this, but you see him, we know that he goes undercover with Rose and Finn.
Yeah, he's like in the background.
Yeah, he's in the
walking behind
background.
them.
So he might be kind of like a new hero in a way, but something tells me maybe he doesn't end up as a hero.
I think he's going to be more of like the excuse me, the anti-Han Solo almost, where he's this scumbag and he's going to help him out, but in the end it's not going to end as well.
That makes sense. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
I have a feeling that
Han Solo's a lot more brash and charming, and he's kind of a slippery, kind of get shit done kind of guy is the vibe I'm getting. Again, we don't really know, but I mean, it's a cool quote. Gives us a little insight into his maybe personality, not so much motives, but maybe temperament. I mean, if you handle him the wrong way, you're gonna get cut.
Yeah, he gonna cut you.
He gonna cut you. So DJ Benicio del Toro, truly looking forward to seeing his performance in the film and the part that was written for him. I'm sure it'll be fantastic.
Fantastic with a capital PH.
Fan. I'm gonna read this Snoke one too.
Okay.
Snoke is bloody dark, way darker than Palpatine. Stupid fat Snoke.
If anyone didn't understand that was Andy Serkis talking about Snoke.
It was a joke. Get it?
Yeah, laugh.
Get it?
This is a pretty cool new picture that we got.
Yeah, you can take this one. Yeah. Man, Snoke is not a good-looking guy. I will tell you that.
Yeah.
It looks like he's just been put through a meat grinder, powder coated, and then whacked with a baseball bat. And has eyebrows.
What
like
kind?
big
Powder
eyebrows.
coated like painted, or powder coated like baby powder put
Like
all over his skin?
Yeah, like coated by powder.
Okay.
Or like flour or anything really.
He's got like flour and cornstarch and things like that.
Just powdered.
Yeah,
He's just powdered, dude.
just straight. He just like rolls around in powder every day.
I mean, he's white. He is very pale. Got some pretty blue eyes, though.
Yeah, and a really nice golden golden robe there.
Yeah, I like his robe.
And it's very interesting, especially how it contrasts with the what Andy Serkis says here.
Ah, yes, let's hear it.
He said, Snoke is bloody dark, way darker than Palpatine. He's riddled with osteoporosis, so his body's twisted like a corkscrew. He's incredibly damaged, so there's a bizarre vulnerability about him. Beneath that vulnerability, though, is this intense hatred. He's definitely not a Sith, but he's certainly at the darker end of the Force. Without giving too much away, that begins to unfold a little in this one.
That's juicy.
Not a Sith.
Yeah, that's juicy, though.
Yeah. And
Not a Sith.
But not a Sith, but darker. Not just darker, way darker than Palpatine.
Yeah, that's hard to picture because Palpatine was pretty much just an evil little prick from the day he was born. Like,
Yeah. The day he was lifted by Darth Plagueis.
Yes. A lot of characters have this like deep and interesting fall to the dark side, but Palpatine was just kind of like always a piece of shit.
Yeah.
He was just jealous and didn't like the way his dad was doing stuff, killed his whole family, and just there's no purpose for him than to be evil.
Yeah, and then, of course, like most evil people, he went into politics.
Yes. And he was also powdered.
Yeah.
But way darker than Palpatine. It's pretty dark, man. I mean, how much darker can we go, really? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like what? Where's the room there?
Yeah, what's darker than lying to someone and then making him kill his pregnant wife?
Yeah.
Just so that he can like make him do shit for him.
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey, like fight with me and stuff."
Yeah.
Like, do
And
things for me.
he made him kill the younglings too.
Oh yeah, there's that whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But whatever. Those are kids. Didn't even live that long.
They didn't.
Yeah, they're not worth much.
So not a Sith. We kind of knew that,
Yeah,
right? I mean,
but this is the
It's a little-
concrete.
yeah,
You know,
it's a little. I don't want to. Maybe not disappointing to know for sure, but I don't know. I maybe would have let us wonder about that.
yeah,
one.
whether or not he was a Sith.
Whether or not he was supposed to say that, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
But
but I'm thinking that they're just trying to get rid of the Sith altogether in the sequel trilogy.
I don't know why though, because the Sith are cool.
Yeah, well, I mean,
The rule of two is, I mean, the line ended. I understand that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
So-
can see it.
yeah, I think that it's supposed to make the defeat of the Empire in Episode 6 be that much more powerful that it
Yeah.
ended the Sith, you know?
They actually did end the Sith, yeah.
So
But now we have something way darker than the Sith.
yeah,
On the dark side of the Force. So what is this? Is he part of a different order? Is he just a dark side wielder?
well,
We don't know.
we know he's very powerful in the Force. So that's going to be interesting. And as we saw in the different like TV spots, trailer, all about, not all about, I lost my train of thought for a second.
All of
I let my mind wander. No, it was when in the throne room, in his throne room when
the
he's
throne
like,
room.
yes, the throne room. Perfect. I want to see Thrawn.
By Zahn.
Thrawn by Zahn.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when he's like torturing Rey, like just like with the Force.
Yes.
Yeah. But I think, speaking of darkness, where there is darkness, there needs to be balance.
And there needs to be light to meet it.
And that light is at Disneyland.
What?
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
What is Disneyland doing in this podcast?
At Disneyland, there was the holiday celebration, Disney's holiday celebration thing that they do every year.
Okay.
And they released a brand new The Last Jedi spot with some new footage. Yeah. So,
Has it been released to the public? Like on YouTube and shit?
yeah. Well, I saw it on Star Wars Underworld,
Oh, okay.
and someone had it on like a tweet or something like that because it just happened tonight.
Oh, it just happened tonight. Okay.
Yeah, and I have it. I think I have it on, recorded on my DVR.
I
So
must have missed it.
yeah,
Huh. Okay. Well, that's cool. I can't talk about it because I didn't see it, but...
and we're going to see it right now.
Oh my god.
Happy Deeps here, buddy. Come on.
So good to have you back.
BB-8, punch it! Woo-hoo! That's got a kick! I won't let them win!
Rated PG-13. Experience it in IMAX.
Never mind. I did see this one.
You
It was
did see
good.
this one.
It was very good. Yeah.
Yeah,
A little more happier. A little more upbeater.
yeah. Ryan Johnson also said that that this that all the trailers make it look really dark. The story seems really dark, but he worked really hard on. He said he worked really hard on making it a riot. He thinks it's going to be like one of the funniest Star Wars movies.
Oh.
And
Well,
so,
that's good. I like
yeah.
the little humor mixed in with my crushing revelations and
Yeah, I mean, even in like movies like Brick and Looper, like there were some, especially in Looper, there was some comedy in there.
yeah.
You know, just like the dynamic between Bruce Willis and Joseph Gordon-Levitt and stuff like that. So I could see where that's being taken over into this plot
Yeah.
and this story and everything.
Yeah, definitely.
So, for anyone who has watched, I believe it was episode 13 of Star Wars After Hours, we're dissecting the Star Wars The Last Jedi trailer, the first one, and we were on with Dale Wentland from Network 1901.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, and then do you remember the theory that we all came up with there?
There was a couple of theories. It was a really good episode,
Mm-hmm.
but come on, man. Super Saiyan Jedi.
Super Saiyan Jedi. And so we talked about it then. I'll link to it if you want to go back and watch that episode because it's a really good one. And then also I'll link to Dale's new video. He just put out a new video all about Super Saiyan Jedi. He talked all about his theory. He kind of expanded upon it and put some video companionship to it with some Dragon Balls.
Yeah, he cut a couple things up. Some similarities between, Goku going Super Saiyan and some Force ability from that we see in the trailers for The Last Jedi.
Yeah, and I was messaging him. It was like the night before he released this, and I was like, "Dude, your our Super Saiyan Jedi thing. Like, after seeing the last TV spot, like the one where Rey cuts through the rock.
Yes.
Like, yeah, and then
it was like a Kamehameha.
Yeah, dude, and then like just the whole thing, like Luke being so scared of her and things like that. I messaged him and he was like, "Oh, I'm releasing that video tomorrow." And I'm like, "Oh, awesome." So if you guys are interested in that, watch this video. I'll link to it. Okay.
Yeah,
And
it was a cool video. The guys, again, Network 1901. This one was from Dale.
yeah, and also speaking of Network 1901, I got the video up finally for our one with Josh Taylor about Akira Kurosawa and Star Wars, Japanese samurai movies and stuff.
Ooh.
Because it kept on getting taken down for copyrights because I put like a bunch of cool clips in it and stuff to reference back to, so we were talking about it, and then there'd be like one like samurai film and it would look like that. So I spent a bunch of time on this, like made it all cool, and then it just kept on getting taken down like milliseconds after I posted it.
That's brutal.
So I was like removing things, and I was like, okay, if I make this smaller and reverse it or something like that. But no. So there's that. And then also my D23 video, another nightmare video where everything went wrong, is finally out, and I'm happy with that. So if you guys want to watch that, I will link to that. It was Experiencing Star Wars at D23. There's a lot of information straight from Imagineers about the Star Wars land, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, which we have a planet name.
Yes.
It's Batu.
Batu.
Sounds like a Gen 3 Pokemon.
Batu.
Badu.
It does sound like a Gen 3 Pokemon.
Okay, so go watch Dale or something. Now let's get back to talking about
The Last Jedi. All right, man. So I have some questions. I'm sure you have some questions.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the biggest questions we have for The Last Jedi. Will we see the Knights of Ren?
Yeah, that's one question that I had.
They've just been hiding it in marketing, not showing us, you think?
Mm-hmm. Either that or, well, I don't know. Everyone's saying not everyone. Some people are saying that the Praetorian Guard was the Knights of Ren, whatever.
No.
But I don't think so. I think that the Knights of Ren are more powerful.
Yeah.
And I think that they're out there, or at least a few of them are.
Yeah. I don't know why Snoke would mention them if they're not going to get, have like anything to do with anything.
And like what we were saying, like a long time ago when we first heard about like remember like biohexacrypt?
Yeah.
And then we were talking about like if it was like a suspended animation type thing.
Yeah.
Maybe they're like frozen or something, or like they're like in like they're like dormant.
Yeah.
And then they're just gonna like be unfrozen and then
Zombies.
go after them.
Like zombies. Frozen zombies.
Or like Han Solo.
Oh, yeah. More like that, probably, than zombies. Yeah, I was saying that I don't know why Snoke would talk about them if they're not going to be in the movie, but that's one of the things that Star Wars does a lot. They mention something real quick, and then you're constantly thinking about it and theory crafting about it, like, oh, what is that? What could that be? Like another example would be, I think it was aboard the Death Star in Episode 5, and Darth Vader just says to Boba Fett, "No disintegrations." And you're like, oh man, did he like?
There was no Death Star in Episode 5.
Oh yeah, there wasn't a Death Star
It's
in
on
Episode
Cloud
5.
City.
Was that on Cloud City?
Yeah. Or no,
No,
that was
what-
when
was
he
that
said
in-
that to him. That was on the not Intimidator. What is Darth Vader's gigantic ship called? It's the one that
His Star Destroyer.
his like flagship, because it's like bigger than the original Star Destroyer. It's the
I think it does start with an I. Yeah.
Oh,
hold
I don't
on.
have a phone. Well, I do. It's recording. Hopefully it's still recording.
We're bad Star Wars fans right now.
We're also two people who just work entire full-time day
Yeah.
shifts, and you probably worked 2 shifts of a job right now, right?
Yep. I worked my day job and I worked my night job.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
It's just Darth. It's just like, yeah, it's definitely in Darth Vader's Star Destroyer.
The Executor.
Executor?
Yes.
Executor.
Executor. Wait, no, it's not. Is it?
Executor? Is it?
Oh yeah. Vader's on that ship. Luke Skywalker.
Yep.
The Executor was the personal flagship of the Dark Lord of the Sith, Darth Vader, and one of the largest and most powerful Imperial vessels ever constructed.
Yep, that one.
Yeah. So my bad.
Even better than the Death Star. Took way more to
yeah.
destroy. Did they even destroy that ship ever?
I don't remember. I don't think so.
No.
No, because he goes on Death Star to.
Yeah, we never see that
Yeah,
ship again.
Yeah, we don't really see that ship again.
Interesting.
That
still
was
out
that was a tangent. But yeah, so yeah, that gets your mind thinking like, no disintegrations. Like, what is Boba Fett? Is he known for like melting people's faces off? Like, what's the story behind that? Did Darth Vader watch him disintegrate somebody before?
Mhm.
And it's like this whole, it just gets your mind going. Like, Kylo Ren, Master of the Knights of Ren. Well, what are those? Who are they? What do
Mhm.
they do? Are they Force users? Are they just Knights of Ren?
Yeah.
What are they?
Are they past pupils?
Yeah, past people. Yeah, past pupils. Yeah,
That's hard to say sometimes.
yeah. Are they past pupils? His buddies at Luke's Academy.
Yep.
Those were his little knights.
Yeah, I think so, because it's. I think that because I forgot what the exact quote was, but Kylo Ren, when he was Ben turned into Kylo, whatever, he caused like an uprising within the school, and it seems as though he took people with him, and then he and those other kids, or I don't know how old he was. How old was Kylo Ren when he left? Because it was long enough ago that he was like not very recognized. Well, he was recognizable, but like Han Solo had to say like take off your helmet, I want to see my son, or whatever.
The face of my son.
Yep.
I didn't read Bloodline. I think he was like in his early 20s.
Mm.
I think I remember reading that. When that whole thing went down.
Interesting.
Such interesting.
Such interest.
All right, man. Your turn. Shoot.
Well, one of my burning questions is about the crystal around Luke's neck. the possible cracked Darth Vader kyber crystal, in which he killed a Jedi and stole it from his lightsaber and then bled it red. And pretty sure Luke took it after. I mean, he took his entire body and burned it, but then he got the mask somehow. And then Kylo Ren has the mask or whatever. What happens with that? What happens with the mask? Was that on Starkiller or was that on like a ship?
No, that was on the ship. That was on whatever ship Kylo was on. That wasn't on Starkiller.
No.
So the mask is still out there. I'm almost guarantee you will see it again.
So I'm wondering if he's after that crystal, or if he's after the green lightsaber that Luke constructed, because it's another crystal that he can bleed on his own. Or I don't know. Are we going to see the green lightsaber?
Something tells me yes. That's way too fan servicey for them not to put it in, I feel like. Could you imagine the little squeals when the old green lightsaber gets ignited?
It'd be cool if it's all like rusty. It's just like it like cracks off.
Yeah.
So just like thrown in the corner.
Man, Darth Vader's crystal, that is I would say that's almost like the One Ring, dude.
Yeah.
You know, like Frodo, how it kind of fucked him up having the One Ring around his neck. The Darth Vader's crystal slayed many a Jedi, took many of lives, and it's a bled artifact of darkness. I feel like that's a dangerous thing for Luke to have just chilling around his neck.
And I feel like Luke has taken upon himself to be the guardian of that and kind of make that sacrifice to go. I'm thinking that that's why he's in the middle of nowhere, is that he's trying to keep something from other people rather than hiding. He's not hiding. I think that he's trying to either protect something or either way he's protecting it, but it could be either some ancient Jedi teachings or something, or that compass that we saw in... Oh, you didn't play it yet.
I just...
You probably
watched
read all
videos
about it and stuff.
Yeah, the compass.
Yeah. My screen's gonna go...
Compass that was in Battlefront.
Yeah, it's that was interesting, and the ending of Battlefront, holy shit. Once you play through the whole thing, we're going to break that down.
Okay.
Because that's interesting, and I'm curious too if that's going to lead into The Last Jedi at all. I don't know if you've read about it or seen anything about the very end.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Like which part?
Just the whole, like the very, very end.
I know that the old dude has a kid somewhere. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that we should make that another podcast, though, because there's a lot to go in on that, and I have a lot to talk about.
Okay.
But yeah,
We'll
there's
save that.
Yeah, but definitely that brings in some mystery, and I absolutely love that it's being like Star Wars is like, it's just all intertwined into each other, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's really now they're making it so that everything builds upon itself. Everything's canon.
Everything
canon. Yeah.
So Luke could be guarding something. We know he's not just hiding there. because I forget, it was either in one of the short BTSs or a TV spot or something. There's so many now.
Mm-hmm.
He tells Rey, he says, like, did you think I came to the most remote place in the galaxy for no reason? Or something like that. So we know he's doing something there. He's up to some shenanigans. I think she asks him for help, or says the Resistance needs you, or something like that. And yeah, he responds with, you know, do you think I came here for no reason? I'm doing something here.
I'll put a clip right here.
Yeah, he's
Put it up in post.
yeah, he's up to something, man. So what is he up to? I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna make a video about this. The Sleeping Beauty theory. That he is like the fairy godmother, and there's something on that island that is the Sleeping Beauty, and he can't use his magic because Maleficent, Snoke, will know about it, and then send her freaking dragon. Well, Maleficent turned into a dragon, but
Yeah.
send her stupid little minions out there. So I'm thinking that that's going to be a similar thing where Luke, I think that the Force activity on the island is going to be a beacon to Snoke.
Yeah, I could see that. And he doesn't want to set that off.
Yeah.
He's maybe guarding something, and it doesn't even have to be something bad. It could be like something good, you know, some light side fount of energy that, ooh, my voice just cracked, that even if somebody that isn't bad finds it, they could set it off, and then good old Snocky will know where all that power is, and he can go destroy it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and we know that I don't remember if it was Ryan Johnson who said it or if it was Mark Hamill, but they did their best to make Luke not Obi-Wan at all. So that's one thing to think about, is he's not going to be the wise old master.
That's good, because we've seen that everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're going to see a very conflicted old master, but, you know, because they still do put Master Luke Skywalker on the figure.
He doesn't have to be the old wise.
Yeah.
Excuse me. He doesn't have to wax on, wax off. They can have a different take.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's going to be interesting. But yeah, just the fact that he is most likely protecting something. Whether it is the crystal, the lightsaber.
It's a good lightsaber.
Lightsaber, or if it's, you know, the books, lightsaber, crystal, maybe some interesting stuff. He could be hiding a lot.
Agreed.
A lot of little things. It's not a huge island. I wonder if he's got a ship. Does he have a ship, or did he just like fly there like like with the Force? Like he just went
flying through the galaxy. I think there's got to be a ship there.
Yeah, and I'm wondering where he actually like lives. I don't think he lives in one of those huts. I think those are the caretaker's huts, and I think that the porgs are just little dumb things. And I guess John Boyega said that in an interview today that they are everywhere, and they scared him, and they were annoying.
Oh man.
Yeah, so there's a lot of porgs. And I think Daisy Ridley said something about it too, about the Millennium Falcon with porgs all around it. So we know that somehow, I'm guessing, when they leave the island, a ton of porgs are just going to like infiltrate the ship.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That should be fun. Porgs.
I like them, but I'm concerned on how much they're going to be in there, because that dumb little porg is showing up in every single TV spot now.
Dude, they're definitely a big part of the marketing hype train.
Oh yeah. Oh, and just all of the effects and everything. Did you see that video of the animatronic Crystal Fox?
Oh my god, so cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll post a link to that too, because that's really cool.
They have names. Alolan Vulpix.
Yeah. And they've just like been living on that planet for so long that they've turned into crystal,
Yes.
which that doesn't work.
Yes.
Hey, animals don't work that way, bro.
Crystal animal. It's probably like just a bunch of salt on their fur or something. I don't know. Those things look awesome.
Yeah, they are pretty awesome. I'm excited to see all of the different animation stuff they did with it, because they built that for both motion capture and 3D capture and for live usage in the film. So they went back to how they did it in Jurassic Park, how they did like the 3D stuff. So it's a little bit more realistic because you're doing it off of a model and then you're capturing it in the computer, and then you're able to add little things like, you know, like the tail moving or something like that, or a little breathing, stuff like that.
Makes it more realer looking.
Way more realer.
A little bit more for real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Number 2 for me. Have we been lied to about what really happened at the academy? I think we may not find out completely, but it looks like either in a force back or some kind of vision, because we see Luke's hand popping out of some rubble with a burning something in the background. That's probably the scene from his academy.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could be a misdirect and it could be on Octu after Kylo comes or whatever. But did everything happen just like that? Did Kylo just become bad one day, convince some other people to be bad with him, get his little Knights of Ren, and then just burn the place down and ruin everything like Han Solo said, like we're being told? Or was it not so simple?
I'm thinking that...
It's a little more complex than that.
Yeah, I'm thinking that Luke was putting a little bit more restrictions on them, especially on Kylo Ren, on Ben. It reminds me of...
This is outrageous. It's unfair.
One of our
Luke,
one of
how
our
can I be on the
friends-
council and not be a master?
One of our friends, he was in my class, you know, Andrew.
Yeah.
He was in 6th grade. His uncle taught the class. He taught us in 6th grade. So he was like way harder on him, and he
Made him turn to the dark side.
made him turn to the dark side.
Burnt down his classroom.
Yeah, now Andrew's like a cop or something.
What?
Yeah, he's like doing law enforcement stuff. Yeah, I think he's gonna be CHP.
Oh.
Something like that. But it was just funny because, you know, other people would be talking and then he would say like 2 words while, you know, during class. He'd be like, Andrew, go outside. And he wasn't a dick. Like, he was like the coolest teacher. But it was just funny because of how hard he was on him and how he was so like restrictive on him. So I'm thinking that uncle, you know, nephew relationship, it's going to be a very similar thing with Luke and Ben. how he had to have been way harder on him than anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
And he knew that he had to control Ben more than anyone else because of his bloodline. And also just because I'm sure that he could see a little bit of himself in Ben. Because, I mean, again, bloodline, genetics, all that stuff. But I don't think it's that simple. I don't think that it's going to be...
Yeah, my reaction to that would be, it's outrageous and it's unfair.
I'm thinking it's...
If that's the reason.
I'm thinking
that's
that
outrageous.
Luke might have lashed out. Not like gone like off on him, but you know, like did something that was definitely not
that cool.
Not that Jedi, dude. It's not very cool. And so I'm thinking that there was some sort of revolt in that where maybe he's like, oh, he's holding us back from these teachings that I've learned from, maybe he's, because, I mean, he's been hearing from Snoke or something like that. Maybe something's visiting him, and maybe there's some pull to the dark side already inside of him.
Yeah.
And he's figuring out different force moves or whatever, and that are from the dark side. And then Luke's probably like, no, don't use those things. Like, but it makes me powerful. It's like, no, you can't do that. And then Kylo Ren's like, hey, you guys want to learn this shit? They're like, yeah. You know?
Yeah. No, I can see it.
Great script, right?
Great script. Hey, you guys want to learn this? Oh, man.
Where did the fire come from, though? If it was... Because it's not like there was flame troopers or anything there.
Maybe a lightsaber.
I guess you could light... I don't think we've ever seen that before, lighting something on fire with a lightsaber.
Well, if it's wood, you cut a piece of wood in half with a lightsaber. It gets really hot, sparks and shit. We see sparks flying around, you know, all the time when people are swinging their lightsabers. I don't know. It could happen, I guess.
Yeah, it's really... I mean, it's just like plasma.
Plasma's hot.
Yeah.
Hot as fire.
But what if there was someone who learned pyromancy? Just like we...
Back to this again.
Dude.
How are we always coming back to pyromancy?
The Luke is on fire.
The Luke is on fire, bro.
The Luke is on fire. We don't need no water, let the motherfucker burn.
The Luke.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm curious of the same thing that you said, but what do you think would have caused that revolt other than him holding them back from learning things?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm more into your second thing than I am the first one. Maybe Luke lashed out for some reason, or you know, I'm just not sure. I'm not sure. Man, I feel like it's got to be a little more dramatic than, you know, Kylo hitting puberty and getting mad at his uncle, or being on the council and not being a master.
I just came up with a theory.
Yeah. Like, dude, think about
Hold on.
how...
I'm going to have to stop you.
Okay.
I'm sorry for being rude.
All right. Let's go.
The crystal around Luke's neck is a crystal that Kylo Ren bled to use in his own lightsaber. Luke took it away from him, and then he had to use like either like half of the crystal or some like artificial crystal or something to power his lightsaber now. So he wants to get his crystal back.
Hey, I like that. And that's the thing that's on Luke's neck. Maybe half of Kylo's crystal.
Kylo's crystal.
Shh, dude.
Yeah. That was
That's
like
good.
how I inherited a gun,
Mm-hmm.
but I was young, so my uncle's friend held on to it for a while. He was like, once you're old enough, you can have this. And then once I became old enough and wise enough to use a firearm,
You halved it.
I halved it. But I think that it's for a different reason. It's more like if I was like a psycho serial killer and he was like, I'm going to hold on to this gun for you.
Yeah.
I think it's more like that.
Wow. So Luke maybe catches Kylo bleeding a crystal, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that crystal is like the One Ring, bro.
Back to the rings.
Back to the rings, bro. And that thing just calls to Kylo constantly.
Yeah, because
some powerful, maybe it's some powerful dark side shit. He found some old manuscripts or whatever in Luke's little manuscript directory
with his ancient style saber.
Yeah, maybe that's how he learned how to build that ancient style saber. Maybe that's where he learned how to bleed a crystal. Maybe that's during the process of bleeding it.
Maybe the books that Luke's hiding are Sith records.
Yes.
Not ancient Jedi records. Not those types of teaching. Maybe ancient Sith teachings.
I wait. That's deep. That's deep. I like that theory.
I'm really thinking that he's protecting something dangerous.
Yeah.
It's like I just watched the Indiana Jones Last Crusade.
The Crystal Skull.
No, not that one. Last Crusade, the one with the Holy Grail.
Yes.
And it's like the old dude, the Knights Templar.
Captain Melty Man.
No, that was the other guy. No, the old guy.
Oh, the You Chose Wisely.
Yes.
Yeah.
You chose wisely.
You chose wisely.
But that guy's face just melting off.
Yeah, Captain Melty Face.
Captain Melty.
You chose poorly.
Wait, no. Melty Face happened on Raiders of the Lost Ark. It was Old Man. It was Benjamin. Well, not Benjamin Button. It would just be accelerated aging. He just turns into a skeleton man and then he turns into dust.
Yeah, that's Raiders of the Lost Ark, isn't it?
No, other way around.
Oh no, huh?
Raiders of the Lost Ark, that's the Ark opens up and then it just melts their faces.
Yeah.
Because it's the Nazi guy and he has the metal and then he takes the metal in his hand and burns his hand. And
Is that the one you watched?
no,
You watched the one with
the Holy Grail.
with the Holy Grail.
Sean
Okay.
Connery.
Yes.
Junior.
Yes, indeed. That also has a Melty Face in it, though.
Does it have a melty face or is it just the
has
old
a
man
melty
face?
No, old man face. Old man, you chose wisely face is the knight.
No,
And then-
the other guy, he drinks it
Yeah,
and
he
then he
drinks-
just ages like crazy. Well, technically his face melts off.
Yeah,
but
it
just
melts
like,
off.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he
But
drinks
it's-
out of the wrong one.
Yeah, and then he just like turns into like a skeleton.
Yes.
And it looked so much more realistic than the entire Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Oh God.
And now we got Indy 5 coming out in a few years.
Oh God.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah. When his face melts, it almost looks like claymation, dude.
It does.
It's crazy looking.
Well, it basically is.
Yeah.
Because they just like replace it with I think it's like a wax silicone maybe type thing and just melt it.
Mm.
And then they just composite it over the head.
Oh, okay.
But that was pretty good for then, for that time.
Yeah. Want to do one more?
Yeah, I have so many questions about The Last Jedi, but another thing,
I think this will be a continuing topic.
of course it would be, and my screen keeps on going blue. I think I just messed with some settings or something like that, but it's okay. Thinking of something that Daisy Ridley said.
I'm thinking about it too.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Go for it.
So Daisy Ridley said that she doesn't see herself playing Rey in the future, and that she feels like the story wraps up her arc. Does that mean she dies? No, doesn't mean she dies. Could it mean she dies? Absolutely. But we're going to have a definitive kind of end to everything, it sounds like, which is good. And a little sad because it sounds like it kind of came off a little bit like she doesn't want to play Rey anymore. Like, the way she worded it, she was like, well, I signed up for 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's weird and like sad that a lot of actors in Star Wars for some reason resent it. Do you get that vibe? Like Harrison Ford, I think.
Yeah, but okay.
Harrison Ford.
This might be a stretch, but I think that being an actor in Star Wars is kind of like becoming a president. It's you really want it so much because you see, what you get from it. You see the level that it's at. And then once you attain it, you realize how much stress is on you.
Yeah.
Not just for the job itself, but from everyone around you.
Yeah.
You can't talk to anyone. You can't say anything to anyone about anything. You have to always watch yourself and always be under the eye of what you do, not only from giving away story and stuff like that, but also being ethical and not getting fired.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean,
I'm not saying it's not a burden, but I'm just saying, like, a lot of the times when you hear, it sounds like Mark Hamill needed some convincing. It's like, it's weird. It's like this great, thing that so many people love, and all the actors that are actually in the movies kind of, don't seem to like it. I don't know. I don't know. It's a little strange to me, and I don't notice it with any other series.
Adam Driver said that he didn't even know if he's going to see it. He's like, I don't know if I'm going to see it because I don't like watching myself.
What the fuck?
He just doesn't like watching himself, which, I could see there's a lot of people, especially actors, who have kind of lower self-esteem and don't want to, they're, constantly judging themselves.
Yeah.
Which, everyone else is doing that too, so it's kind of you're gonna be hearing that shit anyways. So I don't know, I would watch it a ton of times if I was in it.
Just have the editor just cut up all your scenes and just watch yourself.
Yeah, can I just watch my scenes? Yeah, outtakes too. Yeah, all of them.
Just my whole reel.
Can I see the BTS also? Just me.
Just me, though.
Yeah, cut the BTS for me also.
And edit out, everyone else but me. So it's just me, acting with myself.
Actually, can I just film, another, 10 hours in front of green screens instead? And then you'll just composite me in the movie, but without anyone else in it?
Can I film green screen, but act, for each character? So I'm just acting against and with myself.
You're like Eddie Murphy. You're playing every person.
Oh.
What was that? What movie was that?
I don't know. Who cares?
Eddie Murphy played an entire family.
Is that the one where he saves Dr. Doolittle? No, it wasn't that.
Dr. Doolittle, he does play a few people in Dr. Doolittle.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, so anyways. Yeah, Rey, she'll have a definitive story arc, and people are already jumping on, oh my god, this means she dies. No, it just means that the story came to a close. Lots of people probably thought Return of the Jedi, the story came to a close.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was happy at the end and dancing, and the galaxy was saved. I mean, that's a close. We didn't have to get a sequel trilogy, but we've been begging for it for forever, and too much money to be made not. But I mean, if Mark Hamill would have said, yeah, you know, I think there's a definitive ending, and I don't really see myself portraying this character again, doesn't mean he died. You know, he clearly didn't. But the same would apply to the Return of the Jedi, and you know, I don't think it's too much to look at, but you know, it won't be open ended.
Yeah, and another thing I'm curious about is if this one is going to end in defeat, as did Empire Strikes Back.
I could definitely see that.
Oh, another thing Daisy Ridley said. It was about either Daisy Ridley or Adam Driver, whatever. One of them said something about Kylo, like speaks to her in her dreams. And so I'm thinking that scene where his face is healed and he's like reaching out and she said, I want to find my place and whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's in a dream.
Interesting. I hadn't heard that. I must have missed that quote. I heard that it was something just today. Like, there was like 5 different interviews or something that came out within the last 2 days. Yeah, all of them have been everywhere.
That's my issue, is I'll look at Twitter and Facebook and stuff, and I'll just see like random articles. I'll look and I'll be like, oh, that's the quote, and then I'll be like, oh, who said it? Who posted it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a horrible reporter, but I'm good at talking. Not really, actually. I'm good at thinking.
Well, yeah, we're going to have to continue this conversation. We're going to record a couple more times before The Last Jedi, and then we're going to try and record immediately after The Last Jedi to compose our thoughts. And I'm sure we will have many thoughts.
Do you want to just do like a... Oh, wait, that's a work night. Never mind.
Yeah, it's on a Thursday for me.
God damn it. Yeah. Because I want to do an episode. I would like to record it that night, but that's going to be impossible because I'm seeing it at 10 p.m. Because I get off work at 9 and I will be there at 10.
I'm just going to spoil the whole thing for you.
Everyone dies. What if the trilogy ends in the second movie and then they start over a different story? Yeah. You see that?
And then everybody dies in the second movie, and then they do the sequel trilogy, A Star Wars Story, for the third one.
You have spin-off sagas. Okay, this trilogy takes place between 4 and 5.
Oh god.
2 of them take place on Tatooine, which is not in 5 at all.
Oh, all right. That's a good place to end it.
I think it is.
5-star reviews on iTunes. StarWarsAfterHours@gmail.com.
StarWarsAfterHours.com. You can find all of our links there.
StarWarsAfterHours.com. That.
mycomicshop.com.
mycomicshop.com.
We have a banner. Click it. Go buy comics. They have a ton of shit. audibletrial.com/Star Wars After Hours. 30-day free trial, free audiobook. If you cancel before it bills you, you still keep it. There's a lot of cool Star Wars books coming out. I just pre-ordered the new Canto Bite series. It comes out in about 4 days. Or 5 days. Yeah, it comes out in 5 days. So I'm going to be listening to that. I've been listening to the Luke Skywalker books that we talked about last time a bit.
Yes.
So, yeah. Those are going to be cool. So, if you're interested in that, audibletrial.com/Star Wars After Hours. And it's definitely worth it. It's cool. I started audibling, and I've listened to like 3 books now.
If you like podcasts, you'll like Audiblasts.
Audiblasts?
You'll like Audible. You'll like free trial at audibletrial.com.
/Star Wars After Hours.
/Star Wars After.
Don't forget that part.
Yeah.
It's just going to give them the money.
Yes. All right, everybody. It's been real. Almost too real. But not that real.
Not real enough.
Not real enough.
No, it's been real.
It's been really real.
Okay, really, I think that's correct.
It's been really, really real. Has been super real. It's been pretty real and really real. And that's real. So, what can you do except say goodbye?
And real is what we do.
The power of the dark side.
Holonet News Alert. The Imperial Press Corps expands once again as journalists across the galaxy are recruited to join the Holonet News. Citizen reporting has been a key tool in maintaining peace and order across the Empire. Remember, vigilance is our duty, not our luxury. The Empire thanks you.